The Jaguar XJR is a very fast car. The power from its 4-litre supercharged engine is relentless, allowing it to simply surge past slower-moving traffic. The trouble is, there are people who say, yes, I want a Jaguar, but I don't want to surge past slower moving traffic. I want to explode past it, which is where this comes in, the Jaguar Stealth Tornado. It's a bit of a mixed jet metaphor, or a mixed jetaphor if you will, but there's nothing at all muddled about the way it goes. You can tell straight away that there's something different about this Jaguar. It has the menacing, puffed-up glower of a bouncer at a nightclub when you've just turned up wearing jeans. You may be surprised, therefore, to discover it's very quiet and very comfortable in here. But among the prime ministerial refinement, there are clues that all is not as it was. Look here, I've got Formula One style gear shift buttons on the wheel. Down here there's a button for turning the power steering off to make it more sporty. And here, a secondary traction control device. Curiouser and curiouser. The ride is race car firm. It sits 2.5 centimetres lower than a standard Jaguar Sovereign on hand-built shock absorbers and tyres like garden rollers. The brakes, the clutch, the gearbox itself are all uprated. Somebody has designed this car to handle a simply enormous amount of power. Which is a good thing, because it can do 175 miles an hour. I mean, we are talking here about a car that's got 450 horsepower and 505 foot-pounds of torque. It's got a better power-to-weight ratio than an Aston Martin Vantage. And it feels like it. So let's have a look at what obviously is a very special engine. It started out in life as a plain Jag 4-litre, but then a company called Paramount Performance took it out to 4.2 litres. They put dry liners in there, new pistons, they gas flowed the cylinder heads, but more important than all that, down there there's 2 intercoolers, and here there are 2 turbochargers. If there is a fly in the ointment, it's price. You pay $15,000 for the engine, $25,000 for the other stuff, and then $40,000 for the car. It would seem that the art of tuning has moved out from under the arches. So what about this then? The Dodge Viper. Are there really people out there who look at it and go, yes, nice car, but a bit pedestrian, a bit lacking in testosterone, a bit muesli? Well, it would seem that there are. Now, the standard car has a 415 horsepower, 8-litre V10 engine. It's really, really quick. Theoretically, you see, the problem was, as you approached the motorway speed limit, the buffeting got so bad that it felt like you were driving not so much a car as a weapon of mass destruction. At this speed, about 60 miles an hour, it feels like I'm having my hair cut with a strimmer. But then Chrysler's British importers designed a removable hard roof. That eliminated the buffeting and provided a cue for the tuning companies to go to work. This is no ordinary Viper. It's called the Venom, and in a recent American road race, it did the 90-mile route at an average speed of 165. On the straight bits, it was touching 200. The Texan tuning company that turned this from an Elton John ballad into a Guns N' Roses guitar solo didn't even resort to turbos. They just stroked the motor out to 8.5 litres, and the result is an astonishing 635 horsepower. But the power is not the most amazing thing about this car. The price is. A similarly fast McLaren F1 is £500,000. The Ferrari F50 is £320,000. This tweaked Viper is £80,000. All in. Speed may well kill, but in this case at least, it doesn't break the bank. I still can't believe that somebody would buy a Dodge Viper and then make it go faster. But there you have it, the ultimate tuned car. Or maybe not. For a brief moment, the Jaguar XJ220 was the fastest car in the world. It was timed at 217 miles an hour, and all over the world, plutocrats were preparing their platinum credit cards. But then two things happened: the recession and the McLaren F1, a car which put the 220 in the shade. Small wonder that even today, nearly 50 remain unsold. Well, now, the recession is over. McLaren is to stop making the F1, and the XJ220 has been breathed on by a dragon who had chili for supper last night. Welcome to the XJ220S. You may consider this sacrilege, but the old XJ220 was a bit of a Labrador. Yes, it was fast, but it handled and braked like a truck. Now, to create the S, the chaps at TWR Motorsport have fiddled about with the engine management system. Plus, they've fitted enormous turbochargers so that it now develops a colossal 680 horsepower. Now, that was the easy bit. The hard part was taking a car that was already supposed to be as light as a souffle and reducing its weight by half a ton. So they replaced the complex drop-down headlamp covers with pieces of perspex. The body was aluminium, is now composite. Were it not for the tyres, the 220S would just float away. And then look inside. The seats in the original model were like Wellingtons. They weighed 43 kilograms each. But in this, I got a pair of ballet shoes. Right, that's enough waffle. Let's go. This is what it's like to have your cake, eat it, and then come back for second helpings. The last time I went in something this fast, it was made by Boeing. This is the most powerful road car in the world, a point that becomes blindingly obvious when the turbos kick in. Floor it in first, the wheels spin. Floor it in second, they're spinning again. 100 miles an hour, into third, they're spinning again. Now, I could hit you with the numbers, but it's probably better to just show you how fast this car goes. It's still huge, but because it weighs so much less, it feels a damn sight more agile, and the brakes actually feel like they'll stop it, rather than simply slow it down a bit. And that is the key. It's time, I'm afraid, to spread a little corduroy over the lycra of excitement that these cars produce. Don't buy a tuned car unless the other components, the brakes, the suspension and the clutch, have been uprated as well. Remember to check what the tuning has done to your insurance and your warranty. And third, don't expect a tuned engine to last anywhere near as long as an untuned one. It's all right, can I have my jeans back now then?